Welcome back to the 5.0 Tussin YouTube channel for the algorithm. We got some boxes open. I'm gonna try and get through this really fast because I know the box stuff is boring, but we do get to see parts, and I'm not gonna blow you guys up. See, my hands are off the can. Oh my God. What we got? Okay, first things first. We have a just a little baby time joint deal. Well, this is what we use for the alternator, from the alternator to the timing cover for adjustment, and then we'll have a big bolt here, and we'll space it out with some garbage. But this is like 15 bucks off Amazon, so instead of buying some crazy expensive thing so we can mount it low, it's pretty cheap, but that's what that's for. This, they gave us a great box for this. I cut the box opening part out. These are a super thick Fel-Pro intake gasket. Why do we need super thick intake gaskets? Because David got a Victor Jr. off of somewhere, and it had been milled. This intake had been milled, and he wasn't aware that it had been milled. It had been milled. So when you mill an intake, it's like if you mill the cylinder heads come down, you have to mill the intake so it'll fit. Well, vice versa, putting a milled intake on unmilled heads isn't a great fit. So we got these extra thick intake gaskets to take up the space, allegedly. Since we got these from Amazon, we can ship them back if they don't work. Originally, he wanted me to try this on the Fail TD, but I'm gonna be honest, I am loath to mess with the Fail TD. So this is in flux. We can use it on the Fail TD, or, you know where I'm going with this, we can put this on brain. So stay with me for a minute on that. But we do have to have intake gaskets. We don't know if these gaskets will work. I'm gonna open them up, set the intake on the car, and then we will know then. But we already have them. There's no use looking at it until we had gaskets. Now onto our next box. Is a box within a box. What is in this box? An intake manifold. It is a Chinese intake. Now I bought this, wow. I bought this before I really knew about the Victor Jr. deal. So, what do we got here? Holy moly. This is a China cop-off of a Victor Jr., but I'm gonna be honest, dog. This ain't no Victor Jr. Oof, easy. Yeah, oof. Yeah, well, of course, this one's been worked. So, what are we gonna do with this? Well, originally, we were gonna bolt this on the brain. This is what we were going to use. We were just going to bolt it on, and we were just going to go and live our lives. Now, I need to give it a good look over later on. Now we could still bolt this on brain and use it like that, or we could do a comparison with the Trojan Horse, which has the Sharker intake on it that David ported. We could just bolt this on and see if there's any real difference. We'd have to, kind of get 2 weekends where we could go back-to-back weekends and then we could swap intakes. I don't know. We don't know if this is something we're gonna keep. And since it's through Amazon, we could easily send it back. Moving on. Now we're to the point where we got some stuff from a subscriber. 2 subscribers, Sean Scobie. You can check out his Facebook page. Scobie Transmissions, I think it may be Scobie Built Transmissions. He doesn't do it anymore really, but man, he does nice work. Those transmissions look immaculate. My stuff looks like garbage, but his stuff looks great. He had some parts that he was gonna drop off for me, and then he also, a friend of his, Jeremy, that's a subscriber, he had some stuff he wanted to donate. They live near each other. Sean was coming down here for vacation, and he brought me a ton of stickers. Scobie Built Transmissions. These are actually really nice stickers. How about a guy's got a Facebook business that has stickers? I got 18,000 subscribers, don't have a single piece of merch. Makes perfect sense to me. So what did we get? A lot of cool stuff. One of the things we got here was he had a set of brand new China, but they're brand new, 30-pound injectors. Do have a couple EFI cars left. He also, easy, a autometer tack with a shift light. We might actually have a place. I could always upgrade the shift light from the Lincoln, which has that old Sun Pro in it, which it works, but I'd rather have this. Could do that. He also brought us this immaculate Hurst first gen shifter. This is the shifter I use in every single car. This is a first generation Hurst. It's not some fancy billet deal or anything like that. It's just a regular old get her done. I love these shifters. I have them in everything. We are probably going to put this in the Trojan Horse at some point just because Sean gave it to us, and I'd like to put it in that car. These may look like stock valve covers. They're actually Canton valve covers. They're not really any different than stock, except that they're just way nicer. And they're made for an EFI Mustang. Right here. These are really nice. I mean, they're actually, you can polish these up a little bit if you wanted to. So those are pretty sweet. We might, I don't know, put those on the van or something. You know, get our street cred up a little bit. We also got a, come out of the box. We got like a 190 liter Walbro pump, you know, as a spare. You can never have too many spare fuel pumps laying around. He did give it this right here after we'd already bought one, of course. A Bosch 44. So this right here, we have inline pump on brain. We bought a spare inline pump. Now we have another one, or we could hook this up as a primary on another car. Then us a ton of MSD pills, and this super awesome holder for them, which is crazy because I just throw them in my, stuff where I got my tag and tag registration stuff. This is really cool. This is actually really awesome. A two-step selector, or two-step. We can never have, I say, too many of those. We already have a home for this. And a RPM selector, granted, a little on the low side, but that's not a big deal. It's not like we can't find something to use it on. We've always got ideas. And then, of course, a mint condition, actually K&N PVC breather. Nice stuff. This right here, some of this stuff again is from Jeremy. This is from Jeremy. Coilover kit, a UPR coilover kit, just needs the brackets and a set of strange shocks. We do not have strange shocks on everything that we have, so we will, most likely these are going to go on Trojan just because they came from Jeremy, and Trojan is the people's champ, so this is probably where they're going to go. And last but not least, a freaking 650 Brawler. Now granted, it had a small fire. This was from a truck he bought. Previous owner had, I don't know what happened, but it melted a down leg in it. But that's no big deal. Everything else from just the casual inspection, everything on it is fine. The bowls, the metering blocks, the base plate, everything's on it. Everything's good shape. Everything's there. All it needs is a main body. We would chuck this choke main body anyway. We race car stuff. We don't care about that crap. We gotta look cool too. Get us a main body. We got us another carb ready to roll. So we're gonna put a main body on this, and then there's a good chance we'll end up putting this on Trojan as well, just because it came from Sean. And that's what we got. A bunch of awesome stuff. Can't thank him enough for these parts, him and Jeremy both, the parts that they donated to us or into the group, honestly. It's just, man, it's so cool. And you guys don't have to give us anything. We don't need anything. We will make our way through this hobby as we can. But again, we do appreciate it. It's very cool stuff. We can definitely use some of this stuff, or most of it. And definitely use them stickers. I got that toolbox from Eric. I can put some stickers on it. So anyway, that's it. I know it's a lot, but you got to give the shout outs, man. Also, I want to give a shout out, and he told me no one needs to know about this, but Dan at Neo Mustangs, I guess he saw the video for the brain, and he said if he had anything around his shop that could help me out, just let him know, and he you know, just let him know. So I told him we're good, but just the fact that he reached out, offered that, you know, I feel like when people do things that are nice in this world, that should be recognized. I mean, he wasn't doing it for any, you know, he said no one needs to know. He wasn't doing it for any recognition. He was just doing it to be, you know, to be a cool guy and to be a hobbyist, to help a brother out, and that should be recognized. I mean, so that's Dan Adair over at Neo Mustangs. So, you know, give his channel. I'm sure everybody watches it or is subscribed to that channel or knows about it. But again, he reached out of the blue, offered up any help he could, and I appreciate that. That says a lot about a person. So that's it. Now we got to get to work. So we'll see you guys in the next clip. As you can see, we've been out here fiddling around a little bit. We had put our regulator. This is our Carb style regulator. We just kind of put it up here, kind of looking at where we would mount it without having to redo any of the fuel lines and see where it would come out, blah, blah, blah. We also have bolted down the milled Victor Jr. with the thick gaskets. I think that will work. Now, we may not leave it on here. We're just looking at it. You can see the port alignment, is not the greatest in the world. I mean, there's, you know, the head's just not as big as the intake manifold. To which I would normally say, yeah, that really kind of sucks, because the air and the fuel are having to bounce over a ridge, and they don't like doing things like that. But if it had the blower on it, that would be different. Long story short, this could work with the blower. I'm not opposed to it. So we're gonna pull it off. We're gonna stick the China Vic on and see what it looks like. We got the China Junior on here. Yeah, there's a massive port difference between it and the Victor that David did. Port alignment's better. I know it's hard to see because of the shadows. Sorry, God, I suck at this. So, I mean, you guys can't really tell, but port alignment's better. Definitely got a ton of casting flash on these outside runners. And again, I need to kind of look it over a little closer. I'm just doing this for the video, bolting it on or sticking it on and kind of taking a peek at it. Let's do a quick mock-up and kind of see where we'd be sitting at. This is a little basic mock-up. Is this anything I could interest anybody in? I mean, God dang it. You guys, I hate you guys. Literally, not all of you, but I do hate some of you guys. So if we went blower, this is how we're getting there. This is it. There is not another, this is the option. So, yeah, we could just put this on, cut the hood all to pieces, so we'll look like one of the cool kids. And we just put an elbow on here. We could still run the meth kit too if we wanted to. I mean, I don't know how that would work with a carburetor, but fogging it in like that, I don't know. So this is what it would look like though. We'd move the regulator to the back side and run the lines up here, like, you know, off of that. That's the cool thing about this regulator, is I can run out of either side, both, so I don't have to do any use or anything. It makes it really convenient. So that's what it would look like, more or less. Anyway, I don't know. I'm gonna have to go in and order to, and so one of y'all headset. Okay, I'll buy a set of freaking Speedmaster headsets. I ain't buying ARP headsets. You guys get out of my face with that. But I'll spend $60 on a set of Speedmaster head studs, and that'll just give me enough money to add to a Jegs ad where it's something I want to get there anyway, and put me for free shipping. So wow, I said I was going to make the box opening quick. Guess that was a lie. So if you watched this far, thanks. I know this one was a real crapper, but if you're happy with the direction, give me a hell yeah in the comments that we're going to try the carburetor with the blower. I ordered the head studs, Speedmaster. assured me they're gonna send me the finest head studs they have. We're gonna bolt that crap in, we're gonna run it, then I'm gonna retorque them, and then we're gonna take this shit to the track, or at least on the street. We're gonna try and run a pass. And if it messes up this time, you know how your mom would say, don't make me, if I have to tell you again, I'm not gonna tell you again. I'm not gonna tell you again. It's done. We're NA, and you guys can cry about it in the freaking comments, and I'll just ignore it. But we're giving it one more shot. So thanks for commenting, thanks for subscribing, thanks for all the ways you guys support the channel. Huge shout out to Sean and Jeremy for the awesome stuff that they gave us. We're gonna put the tack in this car. It's gonna be amazing. And we're gonna, anyway, whatever. Again, hats off to you guys. Hats off again to Dan at Neo Mustangs. If you're not a subscriber, go subscribe. The guy can rip the crap out of a shifter, so he's got some really fast stuff. A lot of power adder stuff. A lot of power adder stuff. So he may wear a tight shirt, but that's because he's got a big heart. So, but especially, we couldn't do it without you. Wouldn't want to, but especially, thanks for watching. And until next time on the Substandard Leader in Fox Body videos on this here man's YouTube. 1 year, single plane, stick shift, push rod, 5.0 Lincoln Town Cars, Ford drag van. Proud owner, proprietor. Oh my God. Carburetor pumper, belt tightener, and dancer of Club Big Boost. We're back open for business, but I'm telling you guys, you know what I said. And as always, fight a good fight against some zombie Mustangs and that rascal Dr. Fear. We'll see you guys in the next video, and I hate most of you.